his situation is he has zero of that too, almost close to zero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like when we are talking, there's some sort of mismatch. I'm like constantly, hey, can you like try to feel, not in that sense, but try to feel what I'm feeling, but not feel me. That
Yes.
sound very wrong. but but
Okay.
there will be no gestures of helping.
Mm.
There will be a lot of I can see where that's coming from. I can see
Okay.
how to help you solve this problem. Like he's already 10 steps ahead of me. I'm like, wait, slow down. I still need to process the emotions. Like
Yes.
slow down. Like, okay, are you listening or not? The kind of thing. Like, are you
Mm.
even listening to me? I'm like bored, like crying my eyes out, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
you're like, hey, I tell you what,
In this
like,
type of situation, you can
ah,
actually go and look for this company and then they can settle this for you. And then
ah,
alternatively, right, you can
ah,
also look for another company like that.
You already fly to the don't know Mars or wherever planet already. I'm still on Earth and I'm crying. Like, hello, show some compassion. Like, do you
Mm.
not have empathy? The kind of thing. Like,
Mm, 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 mm.
he's like taken aback. Like, oh, okay. So what should I do in this situation? I'm like, welcome to So Like. I like, you like.
So light.
Hello, everyone. This is your host, Kelyn, and
Noel in the house. Yo, Noel here. Yo.
yeah.
This is our weekly podcast where we share our reflections on cultivating a soulful and meaningful way to connect with ourselves and others. So, Miss Kelyn, please lead us through and to guide us through into this week's
Wow.
episode.
So philosophical suddenly. So today we're gonna talk about the other end of the spectrum from our
Somewhere
last
over the
episode.
rainbow. Yes,
Empathy.
yes. Okay, empathy. It's a
And
very good topic, actually. Yeah.
it's just nice. I think in this current context, we need more empathy. Yeah.
Yes,
For
I guess.
ourselves and towards others as well, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And if I'm not wrong, I think I mean, I did my own research. So I think there
Mm.
are quite a few different types of empathy, right? So yes, yes.
Yeah.
老师,
So
please guide us through.
let's start with just the basic definition of empathy. So this
Okay.
is from Brene Brown, my
Mm.
favorite
Yeah, your 偶像, your idol.
researcher, author,
Brene Brown,
everything.
no wonder you wear Brene and then Brown because
Yeah.
that's Brown, the lion character
Yeah.
Brown. Oh my goodness.
Now you
Was
get
it
it.
was it planned?
No, but it's just nice.
I have so blue.
Yeah. You and your idol, Blue.
Okay,
So
yes.
basically, empathy is communicating the incredible healing message
Mm?
of you are not alone.
You are not alone.
You
I'm here with you.
So did I started all these Noel singing? I'm constantly giving her cues to like go.
There's a DJ living inside my brain.
Yeah, I know, right? Like cue the song. So in empathy, it's some sort of like, stepping into the person's shoe, like, the
mm,
common definition we always hear like this person is very empathetic, like they always
mm,
know how I feel, they always get what I mean.
they're able to
Uh,
sense the mood in the room,
mm,
right? That's considered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
empathetic. But
Mm,
in certain, most of the situation we're gonna talk about today is more on like a one-to-one kind of
mm,
conversation
mm.
context.
Okay.
So to sum it up into three different types like of empathy, there's much more.
Mm,
But the more generalized understanding of empathy is these three main type, which is emotional empathy,
mm, Mm-hmm.
cognitive empathy, and compassionate empathy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. They sound
ECC.
similar yet different at the same time. Okay, okay, yes.
Yeah, they
Please guide
sound
us through.
similar. Yeah,
Mm.
I think, I mean, emotional and compassionate is like more on the feeling base. It does sound like the words makes you feel like it sounds similar. Uh,
Mm-mm. Yeah.
so emotional empathy is when Noel is feeling sad, I feel sad as well and I'm about to cry when I see her cry. There's emotional empathy, right?
Yeah.
Right, when she tell me
Yes.
about a sad memory or something like that.
Yeah.
Cognitive empathy will be I don't cry, I
Okay.
don't feel the feelings,
Mm-hmm.
but I can see your perspective. I can see why you are
Mm.
sad. I can see what makes you sad. And then
Mm.
I'm already in the gear, the clock works to think of how to solve this sadness, how to
Mm.
make you happy, right?
Hmm.
Right? It's more on the
Yes.
thinking side, right? So
All right.
sometimes people who has high cognitive empathy may not come off as empathetic because they
Mm.
are already like, oh, I already think of all the solutions for you. I'm already there.
Despite understanding your situation, right?
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
And then compassion empathy is what I think I'm very high of.
Me too, I guess. Yes.
Oh, those who have type 2, raise your hand. So,
I have raised halfway because I only have one chicken wing.
my fat wing. So basically, compassionate empathy is those who have high compassionate empathy is they will want to reach out to help,
Okay. All right.
okay, or reach out to care for you, or reach out to be the shoulder to lie on. They'll be constantly like, what can I do to help you better this
Like
situation?
constantly in like the comforting you,
Mm,
consoling you, making sure
consoling
things are
you.
okay for your
Yes,
side.
yes.
Mm, okay.
They really want you to feel much better
Mm,
by
mm,
helping you.
mm. Okay.
Ah, right.
So
So
then
yeah.
for that would be like let's give it a context like
Mm, mm.
maybe uh your friend's parent is hospitalized.
Ah.
So I guess maybe from that there's like, oh, does your mom need anything? Since I
Mm,
grew up with your family, I know your mom so well. So maybe I can buy fruits. Sometimes certain nights I can stand in for you guys if you're yeah,
mm.
just let me know whatever you need. No, I will always be there. I'm just a text away, That kind would that I'm just thinking
Yeah.
like a scenario for our listeners to have a scene to visualize so you can link it to have a better picture.
Yeah, and then the scene that came to my mind is no, there's visiting hours limitation.
This nurse,
I'm like, how are you gonna stand in? No, there's like limited amount of visitors and limited time for visiting. So
no, I mean standing like let's
yeah,
just say
yeah.
the child here himself or herself cannot attend
Need
to
to
the
more
parent, need to work overtime, yeah, something like that.
mm.
Yeah. So that this particular friend is like, no worries, I can take care of your mom on your behalf. Yeah.
Yeah, I can be her advocate if let's say you need to talk to a doctor or stuff like that. Yeah,
Yes.
usually
Yeah.
that's the main thing you want to be there for.
Correct. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so yeah, there's compassionate empathy.
Mm.
Then at the same time, if you, it's okay. So the main thing about these three types is they
Uh,
don't need to be correlated or codependent.
ah,
So
okay. Means
someone
you
can be
probably only resonate with one type, you mean?
you can have
Okay.
three types. It's a skill. Empathy is
Oh,
actually a skill set. It's a soft skill.
okay.
So it
Okay,
is
okay.
something that we can definitely train ourselves to be
Mm,
more of, right? Just like how our personalities and character can maneuver, right? We,
mm,
we can also train up the skill of empathy, compassion, and stuff.
mm,
So and in my own belief is that I don't believe anyone is like innately like born with like so much of everything. Right? There's
Of
definitely
course.
some shortfall.
Development, yes.
Yeah, you definitely have some shortfall like in certain areas and stuff.
Mm.
So we throughout our life, then that's where you have the playground for you to go and learn what
Mm.
fits into, your current life and lifestyle, and yeah, what is in need of you by
Mm-hmm.
your people around you and your environment, and then therefore you grow that skill set.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So like for people who are more analytical, like
Ah.
maybe if you are working in more like some sort of financial industry, like
Mm.
you need to be very um clear-minded,
Decisive, clear-minded.
decisive, very
Mm.
uh
Very
on the ball.
yes, correct.
Yeah. So
Need to
then
be
their
quick-witted,
skills,
yes.
yeah, quick with the, yeah. So their skill set might be more of the cognitive type. So
Mm.
it won't be a surprise that their empathy, even if they have the empathy, it might come off as more of a cognitive empathy. They're
Mm.
still your
Okay,
friend.
makes
They still
sense. Yeah.
they still feel what you're feeling. It's just
Mm.
their way of showing empathy to you is more in a solutions perspective,
Mm.
like helping you find out the why behind certain people's behavior or certain scenario
Mm.
that
And what
happen.
can you do thereafter,
Yeah,
right?
what can you
Like
do?
just now you were sharing.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay, okay.
yeah.
All right.
So yeah, so I think, yeah, like for me myself, I find myself very high in the emotional and compassionate
Mm.
empathy. But when it comes to cognitive empathy, sometimes it may not be as high, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to like all be on the same level.
Coexist.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
coexist in that manner. So,
Mm.
um, yeah, the funny story I heard on the podcast was like she walked into a room of friends who has very high cognitive empathy,
Okay.
and then she was like she had a very bad day, and then
Oh.
and she was like, do you guys not even give don't care about me, like
Uh-huh.
they're all sharing. She's sharing her experience of the day with them, and then
Mm.
none of them was like emotional, empathetic, or compassionate kind of empathy. So it's
Mm.
like, you all don't even feel for me. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that kind of thing. So
Okay.
like she's in the weeds of all the emotions. And then she just
Mm.
needed somebody to feel her, to like, hey, I feel you, you're not alone.
To get connected to her in
Yeah.
order to I don't know, really like possess her in that way that is like I can really feel what you felt today and
Yeah.
to really resonate with you and then to make you feel assured that you are not alone and that I also experienced it before probably and that I'm able to share my my feelings that I have already gone through that before and then I can understand why and how upset you are in that
Mm.
sense. Yes.
I don't need solutions
Correct.
in
Actually,
that moment.
I think I mentioned before in the previous episode that I
Mm.
guess that's why we tend to have um different friends or even family members in our lives that we go to for different things because as what we just mentioned, right? Different people have different types of showing empathy.
Episode
So
2.
you see, so whenever I need this type of empathy, like a cognitive empathy, then that's where I probably in my point of view I feel that this cognitive empathy is whereby I know that I need someone very firm and I need
Mm.
someone who is quick witted, but I
Mm.
also still need some form of like a listening ear per se. So I will go
Yes.
to such a person.
Yes.
So that I will have like a wake up call, but at least I know that I was heard and that the person
Yes.
understand where I'm coming from, but then that person also knows that okay, what should I go where should I go after this and what should I do after
Mm.
this? So immediately
Mm.
I will think of this person like this friend. Okay, I'm
Mm.
facing this and then I'll go to he or she for this type. But
Yeah.
if I'm really, I think yeah, that time we even
You
ventured into
mentioned, yeah,
the part whereby I'm feeling very down because something happened at work or something happened at home or something, that I'll normally go to Kelyn, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So I guess that's where we can spread out. You see, we always have links to other episodes. So episode 2,
Yeah, people we go to for different needs.
yes,
So yeah, it's all part of life that
yeah,
everything is linked. It's just we are
mm,
just talking about different parts of personality,
mm,
awareness, mindfulness, or like
mm,
even like the different ways of communicating with each other in life. And then it
mm,
just come back, one full circle. It just
yes,
happens, right?
yes.
It's so fun when it happens.
So,
Yeah.
okay, maybe we can share about why we relate ourselves to compassion, compassionate
And
empathy.
yeah, I think okay, so there's this um I wouldn't say it's a label, but it's some sort of like uh a title for
Not
people.
label, but it's a title. Okay.
I just try to make it sound nicer, right? I just realized. So basically, people who are very empathetic, like these two other type I'm reading from this website. Um, there's the affective empathy. So there's these people who have the ability to share another person's emotions,
Mm, mm,
right? Like we can share, we can feel this, we can see the sadness, and we can share the sadness, but
mm.
don't need to be affected by the sadness. Like there is some sort of barrier, but I can show you that I feel you, right?
Okay.
Without like actually getting like teary and everything. Like,
Okay.
so there's affective empathy. And there's another one which is somatic empathy. So somatic
Wow.
is some sort of bodily response, that kind of
Okay.
reaction. So that's what somatic means, right?
Would
So
that mean like a hug or a pat on the shoulder? You mean in terms
uh,
of that?
oh no, as in the somatic empathy don't have to touch you to
Oh, okay,
feel
okay.
you. Like if
Okay.
you feel embarrassed, I will already feel embarrassed.
Okay.
Yeah, at the same time, that kind of thing. So
Like you're in
there's a
sync lah.
title.
You're in
Ah,
sync. Mm.
you're in
Mm.
sync. You're influenced by the person's emotions.
Mm. Influence, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's a title for this type of people, which is called empath.
Mm, mm,
We mentioned a lot of times before that both of us do resonate with the theory of empath,
mm,
which is usually people who are very high in emotional and compassionate empathy. More high
mm,
in emotional empathy because they feel you before you even say a word.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then sometimes what I used to experience like back in when I was much younger, like
Mm,
early 20s,
mm.
I realized I have this skill.
Okay.
Like I say it's a skill. It can be used
It can
to
be nurtured. It can be
you can
developed. Mm.
it can be developed, you can so called what do you call it? Like muffle it if you need to.
Oh,
You
okay.
can cover it if you need to.
You
So
can
I didn't
control
real
lah. You can
you
adjust the
can
volume
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
You
Okay.
can yeah. So you can that's the thing. I didn't realize that you can adjust the
Mm,
level of the
accordingly. Mm,
influence. Yeah.
mm,
And then I was getting very affected by a lot of people around me.
mm, mm,
So
mm,
you
mm.
imagine an empath walking into a toxic environment.
Oh,
Yeah. So you're feeling everything, right? So
yes.
imagine that as a workplace. Right?
Mm,
Workplace is a toxic environment.
mm.
Then you go home, it's also a toxic environment.
Correct. Correct.
And then, you're constantly, teetering between these two, right? So life is just work, home, go out. Go out also, you're affected by different emotions. Like
Mm,
see if I'm lucky that day. Sometimes if I, happen to be influenced by somebody who's very happy, very joyous,
mm.
I will feel much better.
Okay.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yes.
but if I've already went to work and it was like -10, right?
Okay.
The happiness score is -10.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I went out, then maybe I met somebody who gives me that happiness, the joyous. Like maybe I meet an old friend, or
Uh-huh.
maybe we went past an MRT station with a group of people who are very happy, joyous. I get
Okay.
influenced
Okay.
by it as well. So
Okay.
they may be a +3. I'm still -7 when I reach home.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So then I didn't realize that there needs to be some sort of like a boundary that I need to put around myself
Mm.
so that I don't get influenced by the other emotions that is from
Mm.
top
You're
like
just like
comes.
absorbing all the energies
Yeah.
towards you, and then you're
Yeah.
just you're just putting it on the whole day.
Yeah. So like I mean for those who resonate with what I've just experienced, or maybe not to that extent of like so
Mm.
affected,
Mm.
it might be good to go and think about like the ways that you can protect yourself from all these external emotions that don't belong to you, like you don't want to
Mm.
tap in.
Mm.
Like if
Mm.
Noel
Mm.
is sad, I want to tap into her emotions, or if Noel is
Okay.
happy, I want to feel happy for you. I want to tap into
Mm.
your emotions and be there for you. Like,
Mm.
you're not alone. That's the message that I'm trying to
Mm.
express.
Mm. Mm.
But I don't need to be there for everybody, like strangers. Anyone,
Or
yeah,
like acquaintance.
yeah,
Like maybe sometimes you
acquaintance.
meet up like old friends, and then one big bunch. I'm sure you're not close to every single one of them, but maybe
Yes.
one or two that you're not really that close, but then you sort of just absorb the energy from their day. Am I right to say that
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah. Yeah. Or like because your antenna is constantly on. I
yeah, the
realize
Wi-Fi
that's
is very strong.
no, the antenna, you're receiving signal constantly. Then they
Yes.
just airdrop you all the
How
emotions,
many
right?
modems you have? Ah?
All the
You have so many modems and routers
connect here.
and extended mesh.
No password. Free
free
connection.
free Wi-Fi.
Just connect.
Yeah. You're like their Dropbox of emotions.
Yeah, I know,
The
right? That's
Google
what I was
Drive of
saying. Yeah,
emotions.
like the
Yes.
airdrop, the Dropbox, they just dump
Yeah.
everything in. And okay,
Yeah.
the thing about emotions to me is a flow of energy, right?
Mm, mm.
So the moment they Dropbox into my Dropbox, it's like they express the emotion. So they feel happier. But
Okay.
I am like there sinking and drowning in the depths of all the different files and everything.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
I think, yeah, I mean, like I say, it's a skill. So like throughout the years, I learned, oh, okay, there's some sort of like a protective shield you can do, or
Mm,
try to distance yourself from. Okay, if you can't imagine that shield, what you can do is imagine yourself as the person.
mm.
So then you disconnect from the Dropbox. You end your Wi-Fi.
Switch it off.
Switch off. Do you want to switch off your Wi-Fi? Are you sure? Yes.
Immediately.
Now. Airplane mode. I'm no longer here.
Like, yeah. I guess that's how that's linked to setting boundaries as well, right? Instead
Yeah.
of allowing others to just simply airdrop you. Like the airdrop you have settings, right? Off,
Mm.
contacts only, and everyone for the next 10 minutes. For you is for 24/7 brackets. So you can switch it off to contacts only. That is probably your closest friends,
Yeah.
your family member, your spouse, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe maybe you just make it applicable to contacts only.
Yeah.
restricted restricted
Yeah, restricted
login.
airdrop. Yeah, yeah. Like put a password, put some,
uh,
security, firewall, whatsoever that you can think of.
yeah, so the firewall will be your boundary actually if you
Yes,
put in
the
that way. Yeah.
firewall. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
guess
So,
actually
mm,
I now that I talk about this, I can relate it to back when I just started to work. It's true. It's the same thing that is I get so um sensitive in terms of
mm,
feeling how others feel for the day. Like the moment they come into office in the morning, right? I can sort of like feel something's not right, or this person seems happy today. Maybe something good happened last night or this morning. That kind of thing. It's
I
sort
feel
of,
like my head, like
and I
you know,
can
the bobber head, you know, the
let me find my the bobblehead.
the toy.
Yeah, so I did feel that way. So it was very tiring, and so I give you one real life experience. So we were handling this project, and it was quite stressful. So and I have this particular colleague that I was assigned to work closely with on this project. So um he's quite emotional person in terms of anger. So he's not emotional in terms of
You know, I'll
feeling you or
try to make it the nice word. He has anger management issues.
I won't say no, actually it's not anger management. It's just that
He's very
he
big on
he
anger.
doesn't, yes, so just just a small matter will just take him off in terms of that. And
Oh,
he feels more towards anger instead of being happy for something, or like in this case we're talking about empathy, right? He doesn't feel towards that. He tends to get more triggered lah instead. So
mm,
he was facing some difficulties in our project. So he was sort of isolating himself for that couple of weeks when things was quite tough, I have to admit. So I don't know why. I just felt that maybe he needs someone to like talk to, or like, hey, are you okay? So that's me being the
yeah.
compassionate and emotional and being empathetic,
Empathy,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
So I extended that gesture to him. So what I did was, because sometimes I would just like go to the nearby coffee shop to buy fried bee hoon as breakfast. So because I know that he likes this particular noodles or whatsoever. So there you see lah, I always very, it's just in me, I'll just pay attention to what people like, even though I'm not close to the person. But okay, that's the
Especially
sideline.
food.
Yes. So I got so called his, I hope I got it right. That means the
The
liaos, the
favorite
ingredients
food,
that he
yeah.
he normally
Yeah.
orders with the
Yeah.
noodles, right?
Yeah.
So he was very surprised. He like, oh, like, thank you. I mean, he was of course still well mannered lah. Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, thank you for the breakfast. Yeah. And then I say, yeah, today is my treat. Yeah. So
Ah.
he just oh, okay, thank you. Then he ate, but things didn't change. I felt okay. So in my perspective,
Oh.
I felt that he needed that, right? So
Mm.
now we talk about this. Okay, I felt that he needed that.
Mm.
I felt that by me extending the like compassionate, the emotional empathy was what he needed in that particular situation of us being in a quite a naughty situation in our project. But he didn't. He did. He didn't feel better after that. Even after eating the noodles, he was still the same for the next few weeks. So now when I think back, now that I talk about this topic, now that I think back, right? Could it be because he just doesn't recognize, I don't know, is that the correct word? He doesn't recognize compassionate and emotional empathy?
Mm. There's some this. I don't know definitely for sure because I don't know him.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
there are those people who cut themselves
Mm.
away from emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah,
Probably.
and being a male in our society, uh, they have
And
been told,
Asian countries
yeah,
especially. Yeah.
Asian society. So like everything lah. We just add ons to the taboo of feeling.
Mm.
So like the males are constantly told like the men don't cry, the men only
Mm.
get angry. You use your anger to fight back.
Mm.
That kind of thing. So somewhere along the lines, like during their life, maybe they've been told that emotions are for the weak, or like,
Mm,
don't show your emotions, if not your enemy will target you.
mm.
Like there are those people who we can talk about that in the next
Yes.
episode. Who
Yes.
there are those people who use their empathy skills to manipulate you,
Mm. Yes.
and then it's not a very nice kind of thing. So like yeah, that's called a dark empath. They also have a title or a
Yes.
label. So
Uh, we'll be talking about that next week.
yeah, we'll be
So
talking
let's
about
not
that.
let's leave our so lightest neck stretched out, ears ballooned.
Yeah, you wait like Dumbo, like the ear very big. Where is the topic? Okay, so I think to protect themselves, as in this society, they might have been like told or taught in a certain way to cut emotional expression. So even
Mm.
though he feel thankful, or even though he feel appreciative of your gesture,
Mm.
he might not have the skill, or like maybe he wants to show that he's better, but it's better not to. Like there's something that
Mm.
wagging a
Probably.
finger at him, like you better not like, you better
Mm.
not be weak you better not
Okay.
accept this, and then you have to reciprocate or something, like you owe
Okay,
that
okay.
person something, that kind of thing.
Mm. Okay.
uh Another type of reaction I've seen in the work context is like, what is your motive?
Oh.
Why you buy me breakfast?
Mm.
Like in Chinese, 你这么突然间对我这么好.
Mm.
Like if it's not close lah. Like
Yeah lah, but
usually,
because
yeah,
we were working for that project, so in a way we had to be close because it we are working on the same project together.
yeah, I
So
get
we are in the
you.
same team. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
get
it's quite
you.
common. Like we go for lunch every day. So I think okay, that one is not so in terms of the what's your ulterior motive, that one not I don't think so, yeah, because we go
Yeah,
for lunch every day, all this, yeah, so it's
yeah,
still
that is fine, I
okay, yeah.
guess.
So
Yeah.
I guess it's probably, now that you mention, maybe more towards the part that you can't show your
Mm,
supposedly weakness by being
mm,
appreciative of the gesture,
mm.
like and also I also don't think he's the kind that one just buy one packet of noodles and then expect me to cheer up. I don't think he thinks that
Yes.
way. So yeah, so
Yeah.
it could be his way of protecting himself also. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to show your true emotions to anyone.
Mm.
Mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it could be that, or like, that they're just not emotionally sensitive like us.
Yeah,
Like, because
probably. Yeah.
I find your gesture is most likely two steps ahead, because most
Okay.
people
Meaning?
wouldn't have felt that he was not feeling so okay. Most
Because
people
he
like,
was quite
oh, he's just
moody for
normal.
that few weeks, so I did feel a bit something's not right. And of course, because we were working on the same project, so I know what the difficulties, what the problems that we were facing back then. So I guess, yeah, I guess probably at that very moment, buying him breakfast sort of could help him at least start the day right.
On the happier tone.
Yeah.
I see. You see, why I say we are two steps ahead, because before they even feel they need, or before they even think they need,
Mm,
we already buy.
yes. We
Yeah.
are, yes, correct. We are already showering them with
Yeah,
compassion.
we're like, yeah, what do you want? Chocolates? Hug? Shoulder? Then they're
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
no, I don't feel anything. No, you're definitely feeling something. Come, come.
Actually, yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. So like
that's
to
true.
him, maybe he's not even aware that he's moody. Right.
Yeah.
So then the gesture to him is like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, you know,
Like, duh, okay, thanks
like,
for buying me the
okay.
breakfast.
Like,
Okay,
you know,
thanks.
those IT bros, like, no feelings. So I like, yeah, oh, okay, thanks. Oh,
Thanks.
I guess I
Takes
don't
the
have to
packet
leave.
and like, thanks.
And then close the door. Continues to hide inside the room. So, yeah, I mean, like, that's part of being the empath. We do tend to feel way ahead and think way ahead. I think
Yes.
you do have that cognitive as well. The cognitive, like, you want to help to release a bit of the tension and try to think ahead what could be done, and then, like, starting the day with a good breakfast that you like is some sort of remedy in some sort of sense.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we just want to, like, big big quotation mark, big disclaimer mark that empathy and whatever we talk about today is a skill.
Okay.
You
Okay.
could be born with it um to a certain level, but at the same time you can also nurture it,
Yeah. And
right?
if you're
Yeah.
interested to develop it, do listen to our podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. We talk about so many ways you can actually be empathetic, or what is too much of empathy, too
Mm,
helpful, too
yes.
compassionate, too
Yes.
friendly. There's so many links to our previous episode that we cannot count.
Yeah. So, do you have any experience for any of the three categories that you're mentioning that you can share with our soul lighters?
I do have a friend who is very high in cognitive empathy,
Hmm. Okay.
but the other two,
Because
like,
you yourself are
almost,
the one.
yeah, because, so that's the thing. Like, people who has the very high cognitive empathy,
Mm,
right?
mm,
Can also have the other two, definitely, but his situation is he has zero of that too, almost close to zero.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, like, when we are talking, there's some sort of mismatch. I'm like constantly, hey, can you like try to feel, not in that sense, but try to feel what I'm feeling, but not
Mm,
feel me. That
yes.
sounds very wrong. But but
Okay.
there will be no gestures of helping.
Mm,
There will be a lot of, I can see where that's coming from. I can see
okay.
how to help you solve this problem. Like, he's already 10 steps ahead of me. I'm like, wait, slow down. I still need to process the emotions. Like,
Yes.
slow down. Like, okay, are you listening or not? The kind of thing. Like, are you
Mm,
even listening to me? I'm like bored, like crying my eyes out, right?
yes,
But
yes.
you're like, hey, I tell you what, I tell you what, I tell you
In
what.
this
Like,
type of situation, you can
ah,
actually go and look for this company and then they can settle this for you. And then
ah,
alternatively, right, you can
ah,
also look for another company like that.
ah. You already fly to the, don't know, Mars or wherever planet already. I'm still on Earth and I'm crying. Like, hello, show some compassion. Like, do you
Mm,
not have empathy? The kind of thing. Like,
mm.
he's like taken aback, like, oh, okay. So what should I do in this situation? I'm like, you know,
Mm. Yeah, so I guess he doesn't, yeah, like he's very low on the compassionate and emotional because he doesn't, maybe because he's a more logical person,
yes.
meaning in terms of any situation, he uses logic first
Mm,
instead of emotions first.
yeah.
Mm, okay.
Yeah. So the way the brain works is also a thought pattern,
Mm,
sort of
mm,
skills, like when you go from A to B,
mm.
what's the bridge, right?
Yes.
So the bridge that he used very frequently is
It's
cognitive, like
yes.
analysis and
Problem
solution finding,
solving.
problem
Yes.
solving. So it comes like very quickly to him, right?
Mm,
Because
mm,
maybe his work, he needs to do that very often. So
mm,
he has that
He's already
habit.
too tone. Yes.
Yeah, that
He's
bridge
already,
is very
yeah,
sturdy.
yeah, yeah. Yes.
So that when you tell him like, can you just slow down? I'm just crying. I just need to express my emotions. And like, okay, what should I do now? Like he's still
Mm,
constantly thinking what to do,
mm,
right? What
mm,
to solve. How
mm,
do I stop you from crying?
mm. Yeah.
Right? Like, but
Yes.
the reason that cry, 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 like for me and
Mm,
Noel, we like cry, 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 like
mm.
hug,
Yes.
and all that already. So, or maybe we'll be crying the person be like, oh, or getting angry together, like,
Yeah. Like what
um,
the toot?
yeah, what the, yeah,
Yes.
how can there exist such a, person, situation, that kind of thing.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, we just want to make it a clear point that you can definitely grow, and he's also like trying to learn that part, the emotional and
Mm,
the compassionate
mm,
empathy, because he's been told by other friends, and
mm.
sometimes he subordinates that you no feeling.
Yeah, actually sometimes. Yeah.
You no feeling. I don't feel you have emotions. You don't feel
Mm.
feelings.
Can be quite cold-blooded that
Quite cold, but
you don't even they don't have the EQ. Your EQ level is very low. Yeah.
they're very disconnected from like the
From
person.
anybody actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
correct.
Then people
Because
can't
they're
feel.
not looking into building getting connected to others, right? Their
Mm,
first priority is always how do I resolve this? So
yeah.
their brain will automatically go into problem solving modes. What are the solutions available? What are the routes that we can take instead of how can I help this person feel better? You see the
Yes.
vast difference,
Yeah.
right?
It's not
Yeah,
that they don't have empathy, it's just that their
correct.
empathy works on a different level. And then
Mm,
they can totally see where you're coming from. They can
correct, correct.
totally, they can that's the keyword, see, like
Yes,
perspective.
correct.
Um
Not
they
feel,
can
they see, not
they
feel.
see, they
Mm,
think, like they analyze
yes,
the situation for you.
yes,
And yeah, they can stand in your shoes and see you there, but they don't feel you,
yes.
right?
They can already do the mind map, like okay, from
They're like
here,
the
how do you
CCTV.
get to this destination A to B or A
Yeah,
to
yeah,
C, A to D, yeah,
yeah,
that kind of thing.
yeah.
Their mind, just their mind, you see, their mind
Why?
maps in the mind. Their mind maps in that way. Their
Yes,
drive, yes.
yeah. So now, if you want to nurture that part of you, you just need to create another set of pattern,
Mm,
a different set of thought pattern. Slow
correct.
yourself down. Think about what this person really need right now, because
Yes.
you're already thinking anyway, right?
Yes.
Right now, like not in the future, like right now. So like one of the good example I can think of is, imagine a good friend tell you a family member passed away.
Mm,
Or maybe that family member is some sort of like a sole breadwinner for the family.
mm, mm,
Right? So the first thing the empathetic person will be like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened. That's so unfortunate. So what is
mm.
your plans for the future? So who's gonna earn for the family? La, 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 la. Y'all got any estate money? La, 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 la. Then the person is like crying.
I
Like
just lost
you,
my parent. I haven't even gone
yeah,
to the step of how am I supposed to come up with the financial assistance
yeah.
or all.
Yeah, and then like all these things that then they are really going into the deep webs of like helping you find like solution. But yeah, you need to slow down.
Mm,
At this moment, this person right in front of you, what do they need? Do they need to
mm,
express their emotions, cry it out? They need some help.
mm,
You know, help is the planning of whatever that needs to be done right now, not in the future.
mm. I guess
Right.
you have to know the person well to a certain extent that you're able
Mm.
to sense it and to also know what is their type of preferred way of showing empathy, I guess. Right.
Preferred language of empathy.
Yes. The five languages,
Of
five love
empathy.
languages. Then now there's
Yeah,
this, yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, so I guess it's important because if you don't know that person well, you will
Mm.
naturally use what you think is right. So I guess
Yes.
as brings me back to the example that I gave just now. So because I don't know my colleague that well on a personal level, because we just work together on the same project, just so happen we're in the same team. So I use the method that I feel might work
Yeah.
because probably it
Yeah,
worked for me. Yeah.
yeah.
So
So if
so
somebody buy you breakfast,
to start the
listeners,
day off, yes.
if you all want to help Noel get into a better mood, you know what to do, yeah?
Can DM me.
What time you go into office I pass to you before you get.
Yeah, so I guess yeah. So if you were to know the person better,
Mm,
then I'm sure you would naturally already know which category to apply. Yeah.
mm.
So then if you know, then don't, and if you know and the person's preferred way is different from yours, maybe I would say that in that vulnerable situation, especially when someone a loved one pass away, right? Probably can refrain from using your own method. Try to step
Yeah.
into, especially if you're a cognitive person. If you're a compassionate person, I don't think you need to worry about this. But if you're a cognitive, empathetic person, so probably you can look in terms of feeling them instead of seeing their perspective. Like
Mm,
like oh no, I just lost a loved one. Then what am I gonna do with my life? That kind of thing. Yeah. So maybe there's some adjustment you can do before you actually, if you were to face this situation, you can try to remember this episode. This is episode 34, right? Yeah, 34. This
Episode
episode
34.
34
Yeah.
that we did mention this. So maybe you can use that as like a memo, a self memo that you need to adjust yourself whenever you talk to different people or you
Yeah.
attend to different events in your life. You meet any situations in your life. Yeah.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah. So like just do a preamp before you go into
Mm.
the
The
scene.
situation or the,
Yeah,
yeah, correct.
scene, yeah, the
Mm.
situation that
Yeah.
yeah, you don't walk into a funeral of somebody and then like, oh, what's your future plan? And I'm like, mm, can we can we just settle this?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys had a better understanding of what empathy is and how
Mm.
empath work and
Mm.
how we can nurture these skills to, really improve the all in all underlying intention is to improve connection with others,
Yes, correct.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, because we are human beings, we are social creatures, and we
Mm.
really need each other to survive. And really, in this day and age, we need more empathetic people more than
Mm.
ever,
Yes.
right? So, yeah, we hope you have a very wonderful and great week ahead.
Yes.
And like we mentioned, we will be talking about dark empath next week.
Oh.
So, prepare your Dumbo ears, prepare your giraffe neck.
And then remember to charge your earbuds or charge your whatever devices that you have.
So that you can listen to it next week.
Yes.
And
Okay. So I guess it's a good time for us to end this episode.
yeah,
So always remember to stay
soulful
full and
and
light.
light.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.